Well, good morning, everybody. This is Mark, your instructor in the COM151 Introduction to Microsoft class. I hope that your first week has been beneficial and that you've settled in and kind of learning how to navigate the course, how to complete the work that we need to get done, and just starting to be familiar with all the expectations of the class. We met in our first Zoom session last Tuesday, just before Thanksgiving, introduced ourselves and kind of went over the class. I navigated throughout the class and showed you how to complete the assignments, how to complete the discussions, how to look at the announcements in the grade book, and how to get in touch with me if you had any kind of concerns. We also looked a little bit at Microsoft Word, but we're going to look at that a lot more in this week coming. During the week, we completed the Zoom. Some of you that couldn't attend the Zoom or didn't know when it was, you've been able to go out and watch the recording and send me information, and I've upgraded your grades accordingly. For those who still may not have watched the Zoom or attended that first Zoom, that recording was put out in the announcements and stuff, so if you want 100 points for that, watch that and send me a summary of what we talked about. Our next Zoom session, again, will be this coming Tuesday at 10 a.m., and I'll see you there. I think the class got off to a pretty good start. Some of you are going back to school for the first time in a long time and maybe a little bit nervous about all this computer stuff. But I do want to assure you that as an introduction to Microsoft Office, we're not going to get too deep in it. So I don't think it'll be too overwhelming if you keep an open mind and just keep trying it. A lot of this stuff is all about practice. Turning it on and just seeing what it will do and not do, and I think you'll find that you're okay. We also talked at great length about how to get in touch with me and how we will help you out there. I know there's been some questions about textbooks. We do not have a textbook in this course that I can find anywhere. You have different little sections that you click on from Microsoft. You read what Microsoft has to say about it, and you do what Microsoft tells you to do in those little sessions. So there's not really a textbook per se. Okay, I would suggest just getting a notebook and making some notes on some of the more important things, because you'll probably have a hard time once you start doing quizzes remembering where things were or going back and finding them. Because sometimes it feels like you're drinking from a fire hose, but once you get the hang of it, I think you'll be okay. This coming week, we're going to start more in-depth in Microsoft Word. I know some of you may be okay in that. Some of you may be getting started. I know your first paper, you were already starting to turn something in Word, so we're going to go into it a lot more deep this week. And I'll pull it up again in the Zoom session, and we'll go over some of the things that you'll be learning this week. And in the meantime, I'll be putting out announcements on Sundays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and especially on the Wednesday, Fridays, I'll be putting little short video clips about what we're talking about. So those of you who may be more of a visual learners can have a little video to kind of reinforce what we're doing in the class. Well, again, I want to welcome you. We're beginning our week 2. I hope this is going to go well for you. I think it will. If you got any questions or concerns, please email me, text me, and I'll get back in touch with you. I'll see you in class.